welcome to this edition of the Biker Angle. We are at 10/29 of 2018. Appreciate all you fellas, gals, everybody out there joining us for today's Biker Angle. Anyway, we're going to be getting into the issue of the pop-up club phenomenon. We're also going to hear a little bit of good news coming down from Texas finally, as everyone knows, everybody knows that Texas has been a hot spot for motorcycle club profiling, and it's probably going to get there where it's going to be all the bikers. But anyway, good news down from there. We have just got from the Waco Tribune where a judge, and everybody knows the Waco Twin Peaks incident that happened in 2015. And yes, that saga is still going down there. But there will be no trials in 2018 involving Twin Peaks biker defendants after a state district judge granted a defense motion to postpone what would have been the second Twin Peaks trial. Timothy Satterwat of Gordon, a member of the Kazakhs biker group, was set to stand trial November 5th in Waco's 54th State District Court. However, the attorney Bob Gill of Fort Worth filed a motion this week seeking to postpone the trial because he is involved in other trials in late October and early November. Judge Matt Johnson approved his motion and reset the trial for January 28th. Johnson denied comment on the Twin Peaks cases remaining on his docket. Gill wrote in his motion that he received a plea bargain offer in the case on October 17th. While the state's current officer offers not one that will settle the case, it has raised the distinct possibility that this case can eventually be settled without having to be tried by jury, Gill wrote. In his motion, State's counsel suggested that the new district attorney administration in McClellan County may be more amendable to settle in this case without a jury trial. The first motion does not indicate the terms of the plea offer, and Gill did not return phone messages left at his office Friday. First, Assistant District Attorney Robert Moody declined to comment on the offer that was given. As many of you know, Reyna was just wiped out in March in his primary, and he was something else, that piece of shit. Bringing all them charges against all these people was freaking ridiculous. Everybody knew it. Never been done before. It's actually being studied in case law in Texas is how bad it got. So now both judges, it looks like, are going to wait till the new district attorney comes into office to see what kind of arrangements can be made. Personally, I don't see how they can try any of these freaking cases because the investigation's been so screwed up. The time that has passed in these cases has been screwed up. So how the hell are you going to do it? But anyway, for those who do not know what the Waco Twin Peaks biker case is, you might be on another planet. But let me give you a little look of what happened.
Being indicted 6 months after a massive shootout at a biker gathering in Texas. This is the wild video from last May inside the Twin Peaks restaurant in Waco as the gun battle erupted outside in the parking lot. When it was over, 9 people were dead and 18 more were wounded. Dozens more indictments are expected, citing organized crime activity, aggravated assault, and murder. CNN's Ed Lavandera has more from Waco. Good morning, Ed.
Good morning, Carol. Well, these sweeping indictments, 106 people in all, and this is a very controversial decision by the district attorney here in Waco, Texas. Many of the bikers and defense attorneys that we've already spoken with over the last couple of hours lashing out at these sweeping indictments. So a great deal of controversy surrounding them. 106 people indicted in all. Remember, there were 177 bikers arrested that day of the Twin Peaks shootout there back in May of this year. And it had been quite some time to get to this point, and a lot of criticism levied over the last couple of months of why this process was taking so long.
Yeah, that case was something else, let me tell you. It has taken forever and ever to get done. And it's actually been a shame because a lot of the people involved in this case has lost jobs, lost their way of living, and hopefully they're going to get some type of relief coming out of this situation soon. Next up, video straightened out with this new software. Maybe it's not getting enough power to it. Who freaking knows? But I'll get it worked out before the live stream. It happens on November 17th with all the platforms coming together. Pretty excited about that. Getting the studio redone. We got to get the soundproofing in here, all that good shit. So it sounds a lot better. We got our amps in, connecting that up. And boy, I do need a joint after trying to hook them damn things up. But let's talk about pop-up clubs, because one of the questions coming in at Ask Hollywood asked about this, and I'll talk about the article I did. But pop-up clubs, a lot of people ask, well, what do you consider a pop-up club? Well, you got the Iron Legacy. They're more, I consider, a revenge club against the Iron Order. You got Kinfolk, of course, where that's where the next question's going to come in, and I'll talk about Kinfolk in a second. But then you got all these new ones slapping 1%er patches on them. You got these foreign clubs coming in here, and it's pretty much a shame with the foreign clubs because you had some good ones. You got Rebels MC, you had the Finks, all those that had good reputations in their own country are coming over here in the USA and getting their reputation all fucked up because they pick these guys. They're either out bad, you can have pedophiles in there, or guys who have never, freaking prospected for any type of club in the first place. And all they have to do is buy the patches, they're handed to them, and boom, there they go off on the internet and start making a fuckery out of themselves. And this is one subject, the pop-up club phenomenon, that I will be talking about in the new book coming November 1st, The Iron Order MC, the year that changed the motorcycle club scene. It will be out on paperback, Kindle, and also there's an audiobook version that you'll be able to get. We're still working for the audiobook version of New Age and Biker Brotherhood right now. That should be out hopefully by December. But it's a hell of a process going through that shit, making sure blah, blah, blah. Anyway. But the pop-up, and you know what? At the end of this video, because I actually got a rebuttal to Dumbfuck over there because he's been running his fucking mouth, and where we actually read out of his book, give the members of his freaking group what he really is. But you can actually trace the freaking pop-up club phenomenon back to guys like freaking him now, and that's unreal. And you'll see what I'm talking about when I actually go into that video, and that be at the end of this after Ask Hollywood, Message to the Haters. And there's also an article out on Insane Throttle right now, HarleyLiberty.com. Everything you need to know about them, because, yeah, let's just keep it at that. I don't want to keep on going too much into that, but let's go to the questions right now, and this is what I'm talking about. Captain Drift, yo, Hollywood, I've been cruising the inner tubes this morning and stumbled across that mustard and ketchup thing. Basically, it's all kinds of freaking groups, and I think it's actually ran by the Kinfolk. That page, and obviously they had a hard on for the Banditos, which they do. And he puts a link to an article that was done, I think 6-7 months ago on the Kinfolk. And we did an article that covered them. And when the Kinfolk first started, they were some pretty good fucking guys, man. They had their shit together. If you don't know, the Kinfolk started with a bunch of ex-Banditos, patched ones by that. And I'm not going to go too much into the drama, but the Banditos had a bunch of drama. Everybody's heard about the breakaway, the forming in 2 parts. Then you had that trial with Pike and Portillo. So there's been some shit inside the club, and a lot of guys were pissed off, and they left. Formed the Kinfolk. And the Kinfolk was some strong shit in the beginning, man. They were out there putting in the street work, doing what they had to do to get the reputation. Then you had them dumb shits, had to go and fuck it all up. And that's what I always have to say. They had to go fuck it up. They had to take the internet route where they were just handing patches to everybody. So the reputation went to shit. It went from good to bad to worse to ugly. It's that ugly right now. So when we did the article, it was at the very beginning when all this bullshit was going on. They made the breakaway. You had to give them the respect and their props for holding up out there, doing their thing. And all kinds of shit just started coming out about them after all this time. And it's pretty terrible to see, you know, ex-members of the Banditos go down the path that they did, where they had to feel they had to go to the internet to spread their message, I guess, or get chapters. But that's what I don't get. Most of these people, why the hell don't you just work on one chapter at a time, get it built up, blah, 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 before you go out there and try to take on the world? Most of these one percenter clubs, the big five or whatever, they've been around decades. They didn't get as big as they are overnight. And that's what a lot of these pop-up clubs really try to do, is try to match the big ones over freaking night. Like there's some kind of gangsters and shit. And I talk about wannabe gangster in the video following all this, because it's actually a separate video that we pieced together with this show. Because it is now out on, what's it called? Insane Throttle. And hopefully you guys really take a hard freaking look at what I'm saying in this one. It shows you exactly how the dude is and the whole freaking 9 yards. You know, one thing about bikers is we're smart about, you know, sniffing out bullshit. And it don't seem like that any freaking more. So maybe his own words will help you guys, you know, realize that shit. Me, I don't really give a shit. And, you know, he was out there banging on, you know, the one guy we were trying to help. And that's one thing, you know, Insane Throttle, me, I'm in the public forum. I get it. Everybody knows about us and all that bullshit. So we expect it. We expect all that shit coming at us. We expect people talking shit. But you don't go after a fundraiser, man. That's totally weak-ass bullshit. Anyway, was at a club party, and a new old lady who just received her property patch asked me, does this patch protect me from friends of, I won't say what I said, but what's your take? You know, property patches, you know, yeah, that shows that they're with your club and shit like that, but they're a woman, man. You know, no offense to the women watchers either. It's just the way that shit is in that type of environment. But women, they've caused a lot of fucking issues in the motorcycle club scene. One of the things I never did, you know, I did once in a while, was bring my old lady around. Other than that, it was like, fuck that. I don't need fucking headaches. You know, I wanted to get away from headaches. I don't need any more. So, you know, as far as the patch at protecting you, if you're starting stupid shit, yeah, you'll be protected at the time, but after it's all went down and the shit fucking flies, you're probably gonna get back fucking slapped. So hopefully that answers your question, Cobra. So let's go on to the message with the haters real quick, and I'll let the next video transition, and hopefully you guys have a good freaking weekend, or the weekend's over. Hopefully you have a good week, man. This is on Monday, so I'm all fucked up. So let's go to message for the haters real quick. Fuck the vets, fuck the vets. What about my black people? Pray for the black man. Well, dude, last time I checked, black men were fucking veterans too. And I guess that's just some ignorant shit, or you're just trying to get some fucking attention. But you sound like the biggest freaking ass monkey I have ever freaking met saying some shit like that. So there wasn't much to message with the haters, because you don't want to give these kind of guys freaking any more airtime than they freaking deserve. But I want to thanks everybody for ordering New Age Biking and Brotherhood. November 1st, like I said, you'll have the new one out on 3 different platforms, paperback, audio, and Kindle. That's the Iron Order MC, the year that changed the motorcycle club scene. And boy, we get down and dirty in it, man. We get all kinds of getting it. So we get into explanations, we get into different contact, we get into people that were rats that, you know, had affidavits flying out. We get into the Pennsylvania court case, the whole 9 freaking yards. That court case right there could have really cost the motorcycle club scene as a whole if they lost it. But anyway, take a look at this next video. And again, hopefully you guys have a great week. And if you want to check out the rest of the story on this next video, go over to HarleyLiberty.com. It's up right now. Hey everyone, how you doing? Usually it's the biker angle, but today we're doing a response video. Kind of forced our hands to where we had to. This video goes along with the article, if you haven't seen it, The Last Chicago Hoax, the real story of Peter Big P. James, an out bad member of the Outlaws MC. Seems like he couldn't keep his mouth shut according to the deal that was reached. So, hey, it's open season now. Reason we're making this video is because he loves running his fat fucking mouth, let me tell you. Like he's the king, goddamn savior of the biker scene. As you know, he runs this fucking one group, claims to be the 2% of the people that get it right. The other 98% are wrong all the time. Well, everybody knows we've been doing some pushing on a fundraiser for a close friend of mine, and a lot of you have become to know him through his podcast interview. Anyway, seems like Fat Pete wanted to put some shit out there, so, hey, again, it's on. Here's who you're dealing with. Now, I watched one video that was sent over because I don't think he gets that half his freaking group sends me every damn thing. Even though we've asked him to stop, we don't care, he's a nobody, he's out bad, and he's a joke. Well, they keep sending it. Well, you know, he's out there complaining now that there's people out there making money off the biker scene. And that he has to stop it. You're dealing with the fake. Plain and simple. You're dealing with the guy who loves pulling cons. Not only has he conned those in his ex-club, but he's conning you. And you guys are falling for it. Now let me read from his very own words. I got a copy of that dumbass book of his. And I want you, if you haven't read it, don't, because you're wasting your freaking money. But if you do have the book, turn to page 232. Now, you want to talk about somebody who is out there right now being the most hypocritical fat fuck I've ever met, talking about other people making money off the biker scene and how it's killing it. In his own words, and I quote and I read, you might, completely non-discriminatory, I pointed out as I explained my plan to Mr. Happy. You want to create a fake motorcycle club. That's right. Why? Money. I was already planning to keep this venture a secret from the Outlaws, but I trusted Mr. Happy, and I needed his help if I was going to pull off the ruse. Think about the earning potential. We could charge every prospective member a fee to join, $200 if they want to start their own chapter, $120 if they join as a couple, $75 to buy their patch. Then we could charge for business cards, t-shirts, and other merchandise. How many members belong to the American Cruisers? I don't know. Maybe 1,000? My head spun with possibilities. We would only need a couple of guys to make the fake club look legitimate. Posers? Quote, Black Pistons. The rush off the planning was better than a line of coke. We could recruit this Brad and his broad out of Southern Illinois to form the Southern chapter of the fake club. It'd be great. I called Brad the next morning. I know a little club here that you may want to consider. Really? There's static on the line. Send me the information and I'll review it with my wife. I twisted a phone cord around my thumb. Well, shit, I wasn't expecting the response. Sure, fine, I'll send over the stuff in a couple days. I'll be taking a little trip and I informed my outlaw chapter later that afternoon. And over the next 4 days, I worked feverishly, foregoing sleep, food, even showers to create the fictitious Cosmic Riders. Let's go on, shall we? Where are we going here? He goes on to say about this club. Let's see here. I hung up the phone and sat in the dark for what seemed like several minutes. A plan formed in my head. What if Brad and his old lady joined an all-inclusive motorcycle club? One that accepted everyone. Broads, shines, chinks, gays, couples, single riders. Yeah, so that's the kind of guy you're dealing with right now. And one that even admits the Outlaws didn't know about because they would have never permitted this kind of bullshit because they're not out there that try to gangster people, you know, like wannabe gangster does. So that's the kind of dude you're dealing with, man. Really? I remember a couple months ago he was bringing up the ideal of patches for Biker Better School. I guess that didn't go over too well when people's antennas really started going up. Now, did it? He was going to make a website. He says it in his book. Well, he's got Biker Better School now that he's doing his game for. See, he's playing the long-term game, and that's the way he does it. I really encourage you to rethink what you're doing over there with that fat fuck. He's not welcome in Chicago. You know, he stays in his house all fucking day. And then you got him out there saying, let's get ready for another conference or whatever the hell it is this coming year. It's funny, he only showed up for like an hour and a half the last time. That's because he knew if people knew where he was, it wouldn't be too damn pretty. So he left everybody. He had people coming in from all over the country and he left. So is that what he's going to be doing again at this new one? Think about it. Now, he wants to talk all kinds of fucking shit. Insane Throttle, we're a public venue. We expect that. But don't go after somebody that you used to call fucking brother, especially one that fucking helped you get Loyal Order recognized, and one who actually got your goddamn fucking job at McCormick Place because your fucking restaurant got shut down because it was a mess. So don't go out there playing your freaking gangster because you're really nobody. Let's take a look at what's really going on in Biker's Better School. So it seems like he got one of the Black Piston presidents into his scheme, and that was he considered the proposal because his father was an outfit guy, head of the Cicero crew. Real good, you dumbass. You just outed a fucking guy's dad in the Cicero crew. I wonder how they like knowing that, idiot. And you're a gangster. Anyway, he grew up in the life, understood duality, secrecy, and urgency. Money. You want me to pose as a Black Piston and a Cosmic Rider and involve a few more Black Pistons to keep up the pretense. Basically, I would have told you to go fuck yourself. Anyway, they just have to model in the vest as Cosmic Riders. So this is the side deal. The Outlaws are not involved. Right. I didn't see a reason to split proceeds. And this is a guy who is a member of the Outlaws saying this. And you'll wonder why they put him out on bad, by the way. What would I have to do? Be the boss of the Cosmic Riders. This just on paper, right? Mostly, I said, because you know I can't ride a bike. Operation Cosmic Riders went better than anticipated. Brad and his old lady signed up immediately, paid dues, and brought his and her best. They sent me pictures, blah, blah, blah. He formed 3 chapters in Illinois, 2 in Kentucky, 1 in Indiana, 1 in Michigan, and solicited as Brad to be national vice president in charge of recruitment and develop welcome kits, complete with framed charter certificates. Then one afternoon, Brad quit, and that was his horror because his main guy now running the fucking scam unknowingly quit the club. Little fucking warning, or maybe more advice to Judge or maybe TC. You might want to think of how you're being used right now. because he don't give a fuck who he uses. He's just trying to make money. Now, I hate this. I don't even think I'd even perceive Judge trying to be part of a scam or TC. Let's hope not. But history tells you what kind of freaking guy he is, why he was put on bad. He's all about himself. And he'll talk all the shit he can to make himself look good. And his ultimate goal, make money. See, the only thing he can make money on right now is his book. That's all he can make money on right now. Because I guess Bikers Better School said no to the patches and all that bullshit. You guys were smart on that one. Maybe somebody did read this fucking book and say, hey, wait a second. But as a biker, usually we're not dumb. And you're able to sniff out bullshit. Well, this guy is full of it, and the stench follows everywhere he fucking goes. This guy, your hero, finally, after 3 years and some maneuvering, turned into shit. Well, not him, but his old lady, because he was too chicken shit to hand it in himself. Does that sound like the big, bad, fearless leader you got? Really? It's just amazing what people will fall for. To the members of that little fucking group, are you going to fall for the same scam Brad did? Or those in the group that ain't white, you already heard the way he feels about it. Chinks, shines, gays, all that shit. It's in his own writing. All we have to do is refer you back to his own book and his own words. And if you go over and look at the article, which a link will be below where you can read it, his own co-author thought he was an idiot. He thought he was king, Caesar. He ain't shit, man. He ain't goddamn nothing. He has nothing to run a scam on anymore because he no longer holds a patch. And again, he even admits that his old club didn't even know about it.